Hi and welcome back for another video. In this video, I am doing an unboxing of Lenovo K6 Note. It is a mid-range Android smartphone recently launched for offline market by Lenovo. It's been almost a month since this smartphone was launched, but since it's in offline market, it is very difficult to have an access, especially when you are living in a remote area in a country. The key advertised feature of the smartphone is its battery. It's got about 4000 mAh battery. This is the main feature of Lenovo K6 Note. It is the USP of the Lenovo K6 Note. If you're buying the device, then look for the fact that this smartphone has a 4000 mAh battery, and that would mean that it won't drain and you can do a lot of work on the smartphone. And it is especially helpful when you are some working employee and you need access to your smartphone all the time. In fact, these days you need access to your smartphone all the time. These smartphones have brought work to home and have made a home also office place, because the boss never leaves you alone. He keeps you sending messages to work. So these are some of the specifications. Have a look at these specifications. Then we can proceed with the unboxing. As you can read, it has a 64-bit octa-core processor provided to it. Let's cut the seal open quickly and open the top of the box. Right in front of you, you have the smartphone. Let's get the smartphone off the box. Also, let's remove the smartphone of this polythene pouch. So the device is in front of you now and clearly visible. And you can continue having a look at it if you want to. Otherwise, I will proceed. So it's large, and why shouldn't it be? It is 5.5 inch in design. It is really looking great and beautiful. Like all other smartphone, the smartphone is also covered with a thin film with specifications written on it. Actually, key specifications are always written on every smartphone. The film is talking about the full metal body design, outstanding camera, and a fingerprint sensor. It does not mention about its 4000 mAh battery, which it should have actually mentioned. The real reason for buying Lenovo K6 Note is the battery, which is 4000 mAh, and they don't mention that thing only. But it is Lenovo K6 Note. It's a series of Lenovo that is the most popular series. It is the series which a lot of people would prefer to buy, and that is one thing that is special for this series of the Lenovo smartphones. It is most selling series. Everyone would love to have a smartphone in this series. It also feels like there is a Gorilla Glass on the top of the smartphone. It wasn't mentioned on the spec sheet though. Let's see that later actually. Let's first complete the unboxing. I have to discuss this matter. It is, I think, of an importance, because I think the way the glass looks like it has a 2.5D Gorilla Glass. Also, one website is actually talking about that, but in specification, and in fact on official website also, it has not been mentioned. If it is there, then it is well and good. If it's not there, then also well and good. Let's see that later. Let us turn the smartphone and have a look at the back side of the smartphone. It feels and looks completely similar to the Lenovo K6 Power that I recently uploaded on the channel, and I was working on it. It seems like both are sister smartphones. Just the difference is that Lenovo K6 Power is 5 inch in size and K6 Note is 5.5 inch size. I'm going to do a thorough and detailed comparison between these two devices, and it's going to be really interesting. The back has a thin film. The film contains some important information. The company recommends that you keep this film for future benefits, and even I recommend you keep it aside in the box itself, because after you starting using the device, the only thing that you have to do is keep the box aside in same place, because you keep your warranty details in there. Also remove your chargers, your USB cable and all, and keep it in a safe place, and remove the box to a safe place. Let's move further and complete the unbox. There is this pin here provided to remove the SIM card tray. It is important. Do not lose it. Please keep it safe with you. And if it is there with you, then you can use it to remove the SIM cards and SD cards anytime you want to. Otherwise, if you have once added it, there is no point in removing it unless it's required. These are the quick start guide and the paperwork. It also contains a warranty card. I'll keep it aside as fast as I can and remove other stuff. Further, let's see what's in this pack. So we have this headset in this pack. There is a second pack. In that second pack, there is this charger. You can record the you can actually read the charger's specification, and you can also record the charger specifications. You can do whatever, and I have zoomed in on it, and you can read it out so that it will help you to see how much time it's going to take charge. I'm actually going to make that video, but still you can have a look at that. In that same second box, there is this USB cable there, and USB cable is required. Of course, why not? Wall charger is there, and if you get the USB cable, then it's a complete package. That's why they are in the same box. Let's move further and see all the items that were present in the box. In the box, we had Lenovo K6 Note, headset, cable, charger, and that's it. Now we have to move and talk about the design. Before proceeding with the design, let's see the front and back of the design once again. I'm currently closed in on the top front of the Lenovo K6 Note. It is clearly looking great. It's clearly a great looking smartphone. This gold color is adding to the beauty even more. I don't know how the grey color K6 Note will look like, but the gold color is really awesome and fantastic. I hope it will the grey silver color or the grey color will also be looking very good and fantastic. Clearly, from the back also, it looks like a premium smartphone. Now let's cover the various aspects of the design of the smartphone. Let's begin with the design review with the upper back itself. Here we have the camera. It's not a petro ring, but still a ring has been provided to surround the camera. And a non-petro ring camera is always a good thing to have. Below the smartphone, we have dual LED flash. Then below the LED flash, there is a fingerprint scanner for keeping your smartphone secure and safe. And if you really want to keep your smartphone secure and safe, then definitely put a fingerprint lock on this device, on any device, of course. I am going to do a fingerprint scanner test for Lenovo K6 Note soon. Actually, I am planning to make a lot of comparison videos with Lenovo K6 Note if time permits. Moving towards the other side, so we have volume rockers and power buttons on this side. Like always, this time also Lenovo has provided volume rockers and power button on the same side. In fact, this is what I love. They should always be on the same side, and other companies should have also done and follow the same route. But different companies have different criteria and different patterns, and their users love that pattern too. This side of the smartphone has been rounded. In fact, every side of the smartphone have been rounded to provide smooth grip and comfortable hold. It's rounded on all four sides, like I have said. So it is easy to hold the smartphone now. These speakers have been provided on the bottom side of the smartphone. It has dual speakers and Dolby Atmos speaker. In the middle of the two smartphones, there is a USB port for charging and data exchange. And on this place, that is on this side, we have a tray slot. This is for SIM card and SD card. Remember the pin I showed you in the beginning? Well, that pin is used to remove the tray to insert SIM card and SD card. The smartphone supports supports either one SIM card and one SD card, or two SIM cards only. So if you have one SIM card and one SD card, then it is all that it supports. If you want it to support two SIMs, then you have to remove the SD card and use two SIM cards. And if you want a SD card, then it is a single SIM smartphone only. On this side, we have 3.5 mm jack for your headset. Near it, there is a hole. Maybe it is there for noise cancellation, and if it's good, it has a noise cancellation because it will eliminate all the noises that are getting into the smartphone from the vehicle noise and all, especially when you are speaking. Let's move towards the front side of the smartphone. And now on the front side, we have a camera for video calling and other stuff. Then there is a speaker for calls. Then the sensor. There is also a LED notification there. As you can see on the bottom of the front side, we can see that there are menu buttons, and home button is capacitive, and all the three back buttons and the list button are all capacitive. The home button is not physical in this case, that is in this smartphone. It's not physical, so it is going to be touch sensitive. The moment you touch it, the response is going to be there. Let us once again look at the back of the device. I have to discuss about this. I think you are able to see this film over the back of the device. This film has to be kept with you. This is mentioned on the film itself. It asks you to keep it. It asks you to keep it so that it can protect your consumer rights. That means that it has various other informations like it has IMEI code written on it, which you can also check from the smartphone itself. But it is better to keep it in the box. So the design review is now done. Let's do the review of display of the Lenovo K6 Note. I have skipped the first boot since it takes time to do the first boot. And I also logged into the device and installed some important applications to keep them in handy. If required to show you in this unboxing, I can show you actually if required. Otherwise, if it does not, then fine. I think, I don't think it will be required at all. But if it's still there, it is going to be a precaution for me. So it's already installed here. You are right now looking at the display of the devices. I'm recording this outdoors. Thus, it's not that clearly visible. But since I am currently very close up, it is being visible here. It is Lenovo's Vibe UI. After purchasing Motorola from Google, Lenovo has reduced the gap between the stock Android and Vibe UI. It is very good display. Icons are clearly visible, perfectly spaced. The icons are of a perfect size. The icons and their arrangement does not make it look like a junkyard. The speed of transition is also very good. There is no lag in between, nor it stuck anywhere. Some low-budget Android devices from Lenovo have a lag or so in them, but in this case, in this department, there is no lag or stuck. Now, clearly, this smartphone is a case of good smartphones. Since I'm telling this to you, looking at the transition here, and it is really good and fast. The response, the touch, the smoothness of the touch is really interesting. The moment you touch it, you can feel the smoothness on the glass of the screen here, and clearly this is a good display, and the touch response is also good. Now that the overview of the display is done, let's go to the settings and see other things. In the settings, so first let's see the memory options. It's RAM memory. There is 3 GB of RAM on this device. The amount free right now is 1.7 GB. There is also a 4 GB variant of Lenovo K6 Note. I think the 3 GB variant itself is enough. Now that we have seen this, let's go and see the other areas like internal memory of the device, which is ROM. The internal memory is 32 GB on this device. The OS has occupied about 8.01 GB of internal memory, and the other apps occupy about 3.16 GB. Right now, I am scrolling through the settings screen. Have a look to see what it offers you. Now, let's go to the About Device section of the smartphone and see what it has to offer. Here, everything that the smartphone has is mentioned. Have a look at this. I will be here for some time. Lenovo's K series, especially the K Note series, is a popular series. This smartphone was launched in China a few months back, but here it is being launched now by the company. It's late, but still they have launched at least. So this smartphone was supposed to arrive early, but it did not. It is being sold for offline market, while for the online market you have K5 Note. So even though it is an upgrade, it still is not an upgrade. Specification wise and size wise, this is a great Android smartphone. It has everything that needs to be there on a budget and Android smartphone. From K3 Note to K6 Note, a lot of upgrades have happened. When compared to K5 Note, there is a lot of similarity between the two devices. I will be bringing you an in-depth comparison of these two devices soon. Look-wise, K6 Note does not look bad. During first handling, the speed and performance also feels perfectly fine. The display is also impressive. Overall, in this first look of mine, the Lenovo K6 Note seems to be a good smartphone. The real test of performance will happen when I start using the devices daily. I will review the K6 Note as soon as possible. That is in 15 days or 10 days. If possible, I will try to review it in just 10 days. I will also conduct speed test of the Lenovo K6 Note with the Lenovo K5 Note, Lenovo P2, K6 Power, and even more from Samsung also. And that speed test will help you to choose this smartphone wisely. The Lenovo K6 Note looks a lot similar to the Lenovo K6 Power. I'm going to do separate comparison between them, but until then, have a look at them, both of them. Have a look at both of them. They are right in front of you right now, and yes, you are looking at them, and they are very similar in terms of the device design. The K6 Power is like a little sister of Lenovo K6 Note. They are, like I have said, very similar in design, and you are looking at them right now. The back looks the same, the front looks the same. The Lenovo K6 Power is 5 inch in size. And this is the major difference. The major difference is their size. The Lenovo K6 Note is 5.5 inch and the Lenovo K6 Power is 5 inch. Also, compared to the Lenovo K6 Note, the thickness of the Lenovo K6 Power is more. The Lenovo K6 Note is thinner compared to the Lenovo K6 Note. You're going to see all this in my comparison, where I will be comparing the Lenovo K6 Note and the Lenovo K6 Power separately in another video. And right after the video, I will upload a speed test between these two, that is the K6 Power and the K6 Note. So I hope I will meet you there. Until then, have a good day and thanks for watching.